noted that while these things had been taking place, the actual landscape had continued to move. Drucker believed that movement was about to speed up. One clear indicator, he said, was the growing democratization of and access to technology and education. The more people had access to both, the faster the false scaffolding around our institutions, markets, and governments would be revealed. All of this and more, Drucker said, not only meant the unavoidable shedding away of a false sense of stability, but the emergence of a novel form of uncertainty to a populace that wasn't practiced in dealing with it. It's worth noting that Koulopoulos made a point of telling me that Drucker didn't see any of this change as inherently bad. In fact, he said, he believed that the kind of upside transformations only talked about in the past now had a high likelihood of not only becoming real, but having impact far beyond what had previously been imagined. He believed those advancements would come quickly and be built upon, at least by those tuned into these shifts and willing to change with them. Since that fateful lunch 20 years ago, a new kind of leadership has been steadily emerging, a wave of those seeing leadership through a wholly different lens, a groundswell not simply of individuals, but entire organizational cultures of rebel leadership. This book is about exploring that movement. Before we do, we need a clear sense of what we're talking about and what we're looking for when we say words like rebel and leadership or culture and movement. The change happening right before our eyes. The hardest thing of all is to see what is really there, author J.A. Baker wrote. The same could be said about an in-depth interview with Walmart CEO Doug McMillon that appeared in Harvard Business Review in March of 2017. Just a short 3 years before, McMillon had taken the lead at the retail giant. It was a tumultuous time for the company. Growth was slowing, competition was on the rise, and Walmart was still very much an organization in transition. After more than 50 years serving customers from physical stores, for instance, it was still navigating the implications of serving customers through both digital and in-person formats, all while that customer base was shifting and becoming increasingly complex. For most of its history, Walmart knew their customer as the actual person who walked in the door. They knew what they did when they were in the store, what they took home with them, and often knew the person themselves, who was more likely to be a neighbor than a stranger. Now, that customer was increasingly showing up as a hard-to-track blend of digital and physical. They could be a commenter on social media one day and an actual shopper the next. And they could come to Walmart from anywhere on the planet, not just from down the block. There are so many points of unknown, and therefore of potential disruption. Russell Schaefer, Senior Director of Global Culture, Diversity, and Inclusion at Walmart, shared with me in an August 2020 interview. Referring to those ever more complex customers, he said, even if they physically walk into the store, if for any reason they don't like the experience they're having, they can pull out their device and shop with someone else, one of your competitors, from the comfort of your store. Or they can voice their displeasure, taking a photo or posting online, and have it immediately radiate to dozens, hundreds, or millions. It's fair to say that when Sam Walton founded Walmart in 1962, he could hardly have imagined a customer who could shape-shift from real to virtual, lover to hater, and from your customer to your competitions in a single click. It wasn't just slow growth and a complex customer base challenging McMillon. The entire retail landscape was changing, fast and forever. So dramatic was the change that it was becoming hard for Walmart to confidently identify who its competition actually was or to figure out how to best them. The choice McMillon faced was how to lead in such uncertainty. Or, as the HBR piece put it bluntly, how to bring Walmart into the future without blowing the franchise. In such conditions, what should a leader do? A whiff of rebellion cloaking a tsunami of change.